Greetings to everyone. I welcome everyone from diverse religions. In this series, we'll explore the history and life of all the prophets who are beloved by Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. These are not just stories, they carry lessons, wisdoms, and inspirations. In this first part, we'll begin right from the Prophet Adam, peace be upon him, the very first prophet, and moving step by step through history till Prophet Joseph. For more parts, please stay tuned. I'm not forcing you to like or subscribe, but I have made much efforts to make this video engaging. Make sure you watch till end. Prophet Adam, peace be upon him, was the first man on the earth. That is why it's called the father of mankind. Actually, God created him for Jannah, heaven, with his wife Eve or Hawa, peace be upon her. But there went a problem. Adam, peace be upon him, and Eve, peace be upon her, were allowed to use or consume everything in the heaven, but not the forbidden tree's fruit. They were living happily until Satan met Eve there. He was manipulating her and justifying that the tree is not forbidden, but its fruit would give them powers like the God. Eve, peace be upon her, was manipulated by the Satan, who was in the form of a snake. So Eve, peace be upon her, and Adam, peace be upon him, ate that fruit. God was wrathful on them. He punished them by sending them on earth, which was a very bad as compared to the heaven. They landed on a mountain in present-day Sri Lanka. The mountain is now known as Adam's Peak, but there is a footprint of Adam, which is now by some other non-Abrahamic religions considered something else by diversion of thoughts. Adam, peace be upon him, apologized for eating that fruit for 40 years and was forgiven on the 10th of Muharram. Then they both lived for centuries on earth and called the father of mankind by all the Abrahamic religions, which are Judaism, Zoroastrianism, Christianity, and Islam. Later on, they gave birth to well known of them were first three sons, Cain or Kabil, Abel or Habil, and Seth or Sheesh. Abel's sacrifices were greater than Cain. Cain and Abel were twin, so jealous Cain, who was the eldest, killed Abel in jealousy, and that was the first death on the earth, and from then came the custom of burying dead bodies. While the third son, Seth or Sheesh, peace be upon him, was considered the second prophet on earth. He came to present-day India. He was considered the most sincere and righteous son of Adam, whose descendants followed the idea of monotheism, following only one God, not many at the same time. The next prophet is Idris, peace be upon him, or Enoch, peace be upon him, who lived 365 years. There were two people who did not die but taken to heaven alive. Idris was one of them, while the second was Jesus. He was the first man to write with a pen and invented sewing, means did the job of tailoring first in the world. He was a wise man who taught people science, astronomy, and monotheism. Some Islamic scholars say that Idris, who was taken alive in heaven, was on the fourth heaven, where Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, met him on the great night journey of Miraj. The next prophet is Noah. Noah was a very famous prophet, which is also known as Nuh, peace be upon him, in Islam. Noah was born in Mesopotamia, somewhere between river Tigris and river Euphrates. God saw that humanity had become violent, wicked, and very unethical. So he made a flood on Mesopotamia and ordered Noah, peace be upon him, to build an
ark to survive a massive flood. Ark is a type of ship or boat. So Noah did this, took his family, which were his 3 sons and their wives. Their sons were Shem, Ham and Japheth. He also took a pair of every species of animal, means 2 animal of each species. One of his sons, called Canaan, refused to board on the ark, and Noah was heartbroken. After the flood of 40 days, the ark rested on Mount Judy, according to Islam, and Mount Ararat, according to Christianity. Bible additionally stated that God promised him not to destroy earth by a flood again, and rainbow was the sign of this promise, while this promise is not explicitly mentioned in Quran itself. The next story is about Abraham and his 2 sons Isaac and Ismail. The Abraham in Islam is Ibrahim, peace be upon him. Isaac is Ishaq, peace be upon him. Ishmael is Ismail, peace be upon him. The story of Abraham and his 2 sons Isaac and Ismail was the point of time when Abrahamic religions divided themselves. Abraham, peace be upon him, was born in Iraq, who married Sarah, peace be upon her. Abraham, who is called Ibrahim, had 2 sons, Isaac and Ismail. The story of sacrifice of Eid al-Adha, when Gabriel, the archangel, changed the sun with a ram a second before sacrifice, differs. Christianity say Isaac was to be sacrificed, while Muslims say Ismail was to be sacrificed. That is why they were called Abrahamic religion, as they came together until Abraham. So Muslims celebrate Eid al-Adha by sacrificing goats, and goats are without any delay gets to heaven, especially for them. Heaven, Abraham built Kaaba with the help of his son Isaac in the Makkah with order of God, and did the first Hajj. Ibrahim, peace be upon him, is called Khalilullah, means the friend of Allah, and one of the 5 mightiest prophets. Abraham, peace be upon him, migrated with Sarah, peace be upon her, his wife, and also took his nephew Lot, or Lut, peace be upon him, who was another prophet, while Isaac's and Ismail's story run parallel to Lut's story. After the story of Abraham and his son, we move forward to Abraham's nephew Lot, or Lut in Arabic. Lut was sent by God to preach the people of Sodom and Gomorrah against shamelessness and sexual immorality that people of Sodom did openly. God sent angels to destroy the cities, which mocked Lut for supporting shame instead of open sexuality. Lot was told to leave Sodom at night with his family, but his wife, disloyal woman in Islamic history, decided to stay and was destroyed, while Lot left with his 2 daughters. In Bible, they say that his wife became a pillar of salt, as it is shown in the picture. Moving forward from the nephew of Abraham to grandson of Abraham, Jacob, or Yaqub in Arabic Islam, the son of Isaac. He had a twin brother, Esau. He, with his wives, had 12 sons who became the famous 12 tribes of Israel. Yaqub, peace be upon him, was buried in Machpelah with his father Isaac and grandfather Abraham. Only one of his 12 sons was prophet, who was Yusuf, or Joseph, peace be upon him. Let's study about him. Joseph was 11th of 12 sons of Jacob, peace be upon him. He had prophetic dreams, including one where sun, moon and 11 stars bowed down to him, symbolizing his family one day honoring him. His jealous brothers threw them. A caravan found him and sold him into slavery in Egypt and lied to Jacob, saying Joseph was killed by a wild animal.
Joseph became a slave in Potiphar's house according to Christianity, but according to Islam, he was in the house of Al-Aziz and Zuleikha, and he was imprisoned too. Once Pharaoh had the troubling dream of 7 fat and 7 lean cows. Joseph interpreted his dreams as 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine. Happy Pharaoh made him governor of Egypt, the second highest post of Egypt. When Joseph met his brothers, he forgave them, but tested them and said the famous quote from Surah Yusuf, قال لا تشريب عليكم اليوم يغفر الله لكم وهو أرحم الراحمين. No blame on you, Allah will forgive you and He is the most merciful. From the Quran 1292 Surah Yusuf.